Good evening, viewers. This is Deepika Lingdo bringing to you the news and events of Meghalaya from Don Bosco Media Network. First, the headlines. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today launched India's biggest piggery mission. Meghalaya Commercial Truck Owners and Operators Association apprises chief executive members of KHADC problem created by toll gates. And awareness program for village headmen on the prevention of suicides. And now the news in detail. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today launched India's biggest piggery mission amounting to Rs 200 crore plus for Meghalaya in Delhi in presence of MOS Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Partnered with the Government of India and National Cooperative Development Corporation, the mission is aimed to bring a transformative effect benefiting over 20,000 enterprises in Meghalaya. During the launch of the mission, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said that this is also a testimony to the long-standing association between the NCDC and the government of Meghalaya, wherein they have partnered on the similar-sized milk mission last year. He said that the piggery mission would make the state self-sufficient in pork production and would also go a long way in making Meghalaya Atmanirbhar. He further said that Meghalaya government has a grand vision to catapult Meghalaya into the top 10 Indian states in terms of per capita income by 2030 and are focusing on the 6 core pillars: human development, primary sector rejuvenation, infrastructure expansion, entrepreneurship promotion, environmental protection and governance.
Ever that has been taken up. And I would like to thank NCDC and Government of India for their support. And also I would like to thank our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister for his leadership in the department and the officials like Shri K.N. Kumar and the other officials who were the main people behind this vision and this project. And some of them have been able to join us today, some could not join us. But I think this is a great moment. We are all very thankful to all of you, and once again I would like to congratulate all of you who have played a very, very important role in making sure that this project succeeds and comes to this level. And once again I thank you all for joining us. Of targeting the bottom 20 families in terms of income in the villages, and those villages then are given through NREGS the sheds so that they can have the piggery and they can they can work with this mission. So therefore there will be an area of convergence with NREGS that will take place. Also very important part is that in our society as a whole, once this happens, the selling of these products and the pig is not going to be an issue, because in our society there is already a habit of giving this during marriages and different social functions. So therefore it becomes a necessity also in one way. So we will see that this also works at that level, and we'll see a movement that will take place in society is what we're expecting. Meghalaya government has realized that in order to bring back the economy and even to push things further, there needs to be special intervention at all levels, not just from the central government but from the state, at the district level and in different sectors, and involvement of the private sector and involvement of the farmers at the grassroots is going to be very critical to ensure that our economy bounces back. Now, Mr. I think Goswami, if I'm not wrong, that we have a shortage of almost 50% in terms of production in the entire Northeast region. And therefore, Meghalaya can not just simply look at Atmanirbhar for themselves, but we could actually look at expanding our production and servicing the needs for the entire Northeast region. So really it's a project that's envisaged not just for the 8 years of this loan period, but also for the next 10, 15, 20 years, where we hope that Meghalaya could become a production and processing center for pork and processed food for the entire Northeast region, and hopefully implementation of this project takes place. We are going to target 18,000 breeders and 6,282 fatteners in this. We expect that on an annual basis, about 155 crores will be earned by the breeders, and fatteners will earn about 284 crores. We also expect that other butchers and kiosks and other service providers will again add another 207 crores. So we expect about 600 to 700 crores of revenue to be generated from this to the farmers. So it's a huge multiplier effect that we will see at the grassroots level. And that is the reason why, after doing all this analysis, we realized that this is a project that can really make a difference. It's a low-hanging fruit where the demand is there, the price is there, and we just need to connect the dots to be able to provide the opportunity to the farmers. And that's really what has pushed us. Has decided that we will be putting an interest subvention for this particular project, and we will ensure that the entire interest amount is paid by the state government, which means the farmer will get an interest-free loan. So this is a very important part, and we have decided this along with Deputy Chief Minister and others, that if we can provide, so for 8 years, you're looking at the farmers not having to pay any interest. They will only have to work at the principal amount, and the interest will be paid by the state government. So this is one part we are doing from our side to ensure that more and more farmers take advantage of this. Our farmers and our people in the rural area, normally when they are told they have to pay the interest, there's a bit of apprehension from their side. So we're hoping when we tell them that this is an interest-free loan, I think this will really lead to more attraction and people will take this loan. Apart from that, we also would like to mention that this is going to be done in a lot of convergence. Now, for example, we have already started working under MGNREGA to create different kind of sheds for the piggery mission. And the sheds have been created. We are looking at, we have a very simple formula of targeting the bottom 20 families in terms of income in the villages, and those villages then are given through NREGS the sheds so that they can have the
Meghalaya Commercial Truck Owners and Operators Association today met the Chief Executive Member of Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, T. Khan, at his office chamber and apprised him about their hardship. The association, comprising mainly the truck owners, driver and handymen, the CEM, that they have been financially burdened as they have to pay taxes to many toll gates erected by the tribal chiefs. Speaking to the media, the president of Meghalaya Commercial Truck Owners and Operation Association, M. Marngar, said that their transportation work has become a non-profitable business as all their earnings goes to the paying of taxes at the different toll gates.
Ki ba hab ba jung pe ju council amun nadu ki CM hadu ki git ba fair ba kana council ka ai te nakaliang jong ka jongi nilai simlang da ka we ka rai namar ba yaman tahi kamut kabun ka pisa ka ba ngiyo ban bala kabun ngila penher saka habade ban siu surat kumusyu ong no menswa nakaji nong ka ba prahajar kamut san riu hajar ngila penher surat ibabun mentah kini ki Truck Owners Association ki la penyak ki kali jong ki da ka jimbo ban seshu lada ban suset umlong namari kali la thiet de na kali jong ki mentah ha ka kim khat ki le shong e committee ki la wani kundu yo CEM but na kali jong CEM u le konsai ne le undon kum kata ko order.
The selling of pork in Meghalaya has resumed today, 7 days after it has been banned by the state government, following reports that some of the pigs had been infected by African swine fever in the state. Speaking to reports, the pork seller at Yodo Market said that today's sale is much better than other days and people do not have any hesitation to consume pork as the pigs have been locally purchased. Remarking on cases of people being brought dead to the hospital due to comorbidities such as hypertension and diabetes, Dr. Amanwar said that many people avoid seeking medical treatment for their ailments due to fear of contracting COVID-19, which results in such fatalities. He stressed on the need for young people whose immune system is still strong to be fully aware of the fact that they could put other family members, such as children and elderly, at risk when they do not obey the guidelines given by the government, such as wearing a mask, practicing hand hygiene and social distancing. He also emphasized the need for people with ailments to seek immediate medical assistance to prevent any untoward incidents complicated by COVID-19.
If you have got elderly with you at home, and if you have got people with comorbidities at home, you are putting them in danger. So when you go out, you follow all the protocols strictly, because for you, young people, you're all right. But the ones who will suffer are the people in your house, small children, elderly, and people with comorbidities. So take this into consideration.
The Office of the District Medical and Health Office West Jaintia Hills District organized an awareness program on the theme Working Together to Prevent Suicide as part of the District Mental Health Program at the Lat Labo Community Hall today to observe the World Suicide Prevention Day. The program was held to educate the village headmen on the vital role that they can play in preventing the occurrence of suicides in the state. Speaking at the program as a chief guest, Sri B. Chetri, Additional Superintendent of Police, stated, this year till the month of August, 10 people have committed suicide. The resource persons at the program were Ms. Shalomi Sinkon, clinical psychologist, and Ms. Diana Tongper, psychiatric social worker. Both the resource persons highlighted the various factors driving people to suicide and the ways which such unfortunate incidents could be mitigated or prevented.
Suicidal thoughts only this is a wrong technique. He only asks. He only asks. This is a he'll only ask. He'll not listen. He'll only listen. He'll not ask. He'll not help. Before you mama said I'm having this, I'm having that, blah blah. Only your own you should not do that, right? Please, improve you one thing and start using it up. This is a wrong technique. This is a what else? Nisa main actor. Oh yeah, he's the main person who will save his life, right? Now what happens?
What is this mental health problems? Jangan dulu ni ada betul ni, dan mesti 100% or 50% baru mesti ada cuma kan? Si jangan, dan mesti 100% or 50% baru mesti ai. Kedua tak kamera yang ni, kamu ni biar lagi ni yang ngap jadi maupun jai, kamu ni biar lagi ni yang lagi dijut yang si, maupun jai hati dijut, kamu ni biar lagi ni yang mental health problems. Itu dalam ni sini man special halo, dan tentang yang ni hau hidup ni no. Duk ini representative apa cuma kita mau jual, mau duk jual tak saya jual ada boleh yang ini yang siapa hari ni. Kita tak tahu apa yang ini hak kita jual ini kan mental health problems. And your number 2 rules is your responsibility is beware of your attitude and behavior. Or attitude and behavior. Tibi iwa ko ina do kali, o ina kali bawa tak sorong apa arti, mau sorong ni. Siapa yang biang ni, ibiang cuma kali ni, mana kami dilok yang guna, mana kami dilok yang buat baju di tiba, siapa hari ni. Lagi kita tu attitude, wrong attitude. Mau beware of your attitude and behavior. In order for you to help those people who have these mental health problems, you have to be very careful about your attitude and behavior. And number 3 is choose your word carefully. You can give you lagi have JP. Don't use that harsh language. Mau kita give you call, you can give you kalau and what you know how you will not be JP. Jika you can change. Mereka ni kita give you see how they do call. Jadi give you kalau kita give you how you get to lagi. So if you want only educate others. If you they have a head to try, and we have the body and we have the you that we might on this program ini. Kita dah beri representative yang kita
Rafale fighter aircraft has been formally inducted into the Indian Air Force IAF today at the formal function at Air Force Station Ambala. Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh and Ms. Florence Parly, Minister of the Armed Forces of France, graced the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, Raksha Mantri said, the induction of Rafale was a historic moment and a very important milestone in the history of the IAF. He said, the Rafale deal was a game changer for India's national security, and its induction is a strong message for the world and especially for those who challenges India's sovereignty. Shri Rajnath Singh reiterated the resolve of not compromising India's sovereignty and territorial integrity under any circumstances and the country's determination to make all possible preparations for it. The intentions of military are as strong as it can be, he said. Raksha Mantri also said, strengthening our defense is aimed at achieving international peace and stability, and we do not want to take any step that can endanger international peace. We have the same expectation of our neighbors and other countries of the world. Talking about the priorities of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Shri Singh said, national security has been a major priority of the Prime Minister, and it is a result of his vision that we are seeing today despite many obstacles that came in the way. Raksha Mantri also pitched for French investments in the Indian defence manufacturing sector. He said in response to the call for self-reliant initiative by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, many policy reforms have been initiated such as manufacturing of defence equipment under the strategic partnership model, enhancing FDI up to 74% by automatic route, establishment of 2 defence corridors in Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and reforms in offsets. I am confident that French defence industries will take advantage of this, and France will continue to be our partner in the journey of indigenization, he said. Meghalaya Governor Shri Satyapal Malik today visited the Ramakrishna Mission Limekra and Cathedral Church Limekra. During his visit to Ramakrishna Mission Limekra, the governor interacted with Swami Hitakamananda, Secretary Ramakrishna Mission Limekra, and paid his tributes to Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He also discussed on the social service and charitable activities conducted by Ramakrishna Mission. The governor also visited the Cathedral Church Limekra, but in view of COVID-19 restriction and due to the closure of all worship places, he did not enter the church, but met the parish priest Father Pascal Lingdot, who briefed him about the church and prayed for the governor for his good health and also prayed for the well-being of the state. Today, the 10th of September, is marked as World Suicide Prevention Day. The theme for this year is Working Together to Prevent Suicide. The purpose of this day is to raise awareness around the globe that suicide can be prevented. Let us take a quick glimpse of what our dear counsellors have to share with us on this day.
Hello everyone, my name is Srisha Pira and I'm a counseling psychologist. So as we know, today we are celebrating, or rather we remember today as World Suicide Prevention Day. And we have been, this day was initiated a few years ago, and it was done so because of the prevalence of suicide that we see around us. And this is something which is prevalent globally, right? So we need to do something about it to create awareness that suicide is preventable. And even though we see cases after cases, we can say that suicide, there are a number of causes for suicide. Even though it is related to mental health, there will be situations or circumstances that will compel a person to think of suicide. When they meet demands or challenges in life which they are not able to cope with, then they might have suicidal ideation, which might lead them to die by suicide. And one of the things is that, there are a lot of risk factors which we can identify early on. In the case of depression, understanding the person, knowing that something has changed in the behavior, in the way they think and act or feel, and it is our job as the people who are close to them to identify such things and then intervene at that point, because the person might not be ready to ask for help, and we need to push them to seek help, to take initiative in their own health, especially their mental health. And another thing is that there will be suicide attempts which will indicate risk for further attempts for the individual, and that is something which, once we notice that a person has tried to do this, then we need to take intervention immediately and seek help from professionals. So again, suicide is something which is preventable, and we just need to be aware and not create an environment where people might feel that they are judged. Instead, we need to create an environment where they will feel cared, that it's okay to seek help, that it's okay to reach out, that it's okay to feel that way at some point of their life, and to do something about it so that they can be better. So that's just what I wanted to say, and we can all do our part by spreading awareness, by reaching out to those around us who might need help. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Bansara Pasa. I'm the president of the Meghalaya Progressive Councillors Union. As we all know, today is the World Suicide Prevention Day. What I would like to say is that your life matters, your feeling matters, and your life is precious to your loved ones. Yes, there may be at times that it is the end of the road, but please do not hesitate to talk to your near and dear ones. And above all, I would like to say that never hinder yourself to seek professional help. There are counseling psychologists, there are psychotherapists, and even psychiatrists in Shillong. And for all of us, this is one message that I would like to say is, let's take this initiative to end the stigma that revolves around mental health. Thank you.
Eight lakh people take their lives every year according to the World Health Organization statistics. That makes it one person every 40 seconds. In India, in the year 2019, at least 381 people took their lives daily as per the National Crime Records Bureau data, taking the total number of cases for that year alone to 139,123 cases in our country alone. The Meghalaya Police website states that 189 people took their lives in 2018. While the reasons for suicides across the world are varied, the impact of the loss of every life is still harrowing. Behind these statistics are real people with real-life challenges and a whole network of factors and causes that push them over the edge. What can we do to prevent the loss of yet another life?
As we observe World Suicide Prevention Day, let us take a serious look at how we can help those who are at risk. It could be you, me, or anyone in our family. Let us learn how we can help keep each other safe. Remember, there is always a way out of our difficulties. Suicide is not one of it.
Let us have a glimpse of the COVID-19 updates for today. Well viewers, that is all we have for you today. See you tomorrow at the same time and in the same channel. Thank you for watching.